good. Well, we'll kind of get started, guys. Just give you a little bit of feedback on the format, how we're going to do this. As you guys may or may not know, those of you who've done it before, this is very informal. It's like our tastings. We are, we know all the tech notes. We're happy to give you a lot of wine tasting notes, but when we're doing this, we like to just kind of have fun, have some drinks, and let it just happen. But we do have a rough format. We are going to start with Joaquin Rodas of Bacchanal Wine. There's Stella doing her thing. When we finish with Joaquin, who's going to be doing a lot of interesting food pairing and just talking about, cooking with our wine, etc., we will patch in maybe a couple of people, if we can, who have gotten our wines and would like to join us. I think there's going to be a lot of time with Joaquin, so we'll see what we can fit in. We're going to do a trivia question at the end, as we've always done for the last one tasting, but it's now a tradition, and Patty will join us for that. But a little interesting idea we had for this week, Nicole's idea, we're going to ask you to think of a really good wine question. It could be anything. Throw them out. Nicole will keep track. She'll pick the two that she thinks are the most interesting, and we'll answer those when we finish with Joaquin. So that will be something. And then at the end, we're going to announce a very special little contest that we're going to do involving pictures and sheltering in place, so it should be a lot of fun. So without too much further ado, I think we can tell you a little bit about the wine that we'll be tasting today. Let's see if you can get that okay, Nia. 2015 Dry Creek Valley. So this is the second Cabernet to come from this property. Can you see it okay? Mm-hmm. And it's really one of the ones we're most proud of. It just, everything kind of went right with it. It was a top 100 wine in Sonoma Magazine. Another thing we're super proud of. That was our first one. And it's just really special. There's a lot going on with it that we'll talk about with Joaquin. But it's coming into its own, and it's just beautiful right now. So hopefully you have this wine to drink with us today, and we'll tell you why you should. And if you don't, it's okay. We hope you have something, whether it's one of our wines or somebody else's. So we'll just start drinking and having some fun. But I'd like to join Joaquin in, so hopefully he's made a request and we can add him in. And I'll help Nia with the add-in. You see a request yet?
Nope.
Okay. We'll see if Joaquin joins. This is, again, it always is fun doing live.
Okay, he requested now.
There he is, okay.
Yay, Joaquin.
Yay for Joaquin. So, I'll give you a little bit of background on him. He is an amazing chef, one of our oldest friends and dearest friends from New Orleans. And hopefully he's there. Is he there now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, guys.
You guys see Joaquin okay? Good?
Hey, y'all.
You haven't seen him on the feed yet, so there he is. Hello, Joaquin.
What's going on, Art?
Oh, man, not much.
Looking rough out there, man.
Let this part of the show be the Bacchanal Joaquin Elysian bar show. So
Oh, wow.
you have a lot going on. We know that, and we really appreciate you joining us. We'd love to hear about what's going on with you, what's going on with Bacchanal, and we can just do it in whatever order feels natural. But those that are tuning in have heard that you're cooking something to pair with this week's wine, the 2015 Dry Creek. So let's hear what you think and how you want this to go.
Okay, well, cool. I'm going to pass the phone off to my lovely wife and cinematographer tonight, Amber. And I'm going to flip the camera around. So
Let's see if you can get her on screen. She loves that. By the way, everyone, Amber has the best laugh. It's infectious.
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
There
how
you
we
go.
looking? Good.
So in
Quickly, briefly.
Sure. Mayor's already going for second glass here, so this should be good.
They were very, not very generous pour.
Yeah, not generous enough pour. Sorry.
Thank you.
All right.
So in drinking your wine recently, I mean, I've had it probably way too many times, but in drinking it recently, it really struck. I mean, I think I let it. We drank a little bit of it when we first opened it up, and then after decanting, of course, and then we drank a little bit more of it about an hour later, and some of the high notes were coming out. It's such a beautiful wine. A lot of the fruit, it wasn't as intense. It was really nice. And the first thing that popped into my head was braised pork shoulder steak.
I love it.
So yeah, that's what I've kind of done. We've got the braised pork shoulders already braised down and rested a little bit. We're gonna heat them back up in here. I've strained out the braising liquid, and we're gonna pour that on top of the dish. And we're gonna pair it with a minted pea puree and pearled barley with some wine, red, like Cabernet, basically braised down mushrooms and English peas and pea tendrils. And I think for the season in particular, I think, I don't know. I drank your wine, and that's what came to my head, man.
No, I love it.
I
won't bore you too much, but I will give the audience a little bit of info on our wine. You know, people always say that we're real good at being informal, but maybe we're not good at educating. So we'll do a little bit of education today. This wine, one of the reasons it's special, it comes from our property here. It's a boomer loam soil. It is a red soil. It is iron rich. That's why it's red. So there's a lot of minerality on it. And so we don't want the tannins to be so overwhelming that you lose that minerality. Tannins are great. They're a defense against oxygenation. They help the wine last longer. But to taste that minerality, too many tannins can kind of overcomplicate the palate. So we want a complex wine, but not one that's overbearing. So we do American oak, 60% American oak, 40% French on this property, and it really makes it a little bit softer, a little bit less tannic. It doesn't have to pair with something, but when you do, it has an amazing range. So yeah, I think it's proven itself to be a special wine with a lot of range. You do want to put a little time on it. And it is an older one. It's our 15 Dry Creek. It's our second one. It's just an interesting fact, and Joaquin knows this because he actually is a club member of Flambeaux. And the only way to get these older wines is to actually be a member of our wine club. So it's not a big commitment. You get 3 bottles a quarter, and we let you pick the wines that you want. But if you want to get the older wines, you have to be in the wine club. So we really recommend it. But that aside, that's the wine. I want to see what Joaquin's come up with food-wise.
All right. So, fancy, nice plate. You can have wine. I gotta pour Amber some wine because the cinematographer needs wine. And this is your 2015 Dry Creek, by the way, that she will be drinking. Yes. Cool.
Right,
so we got
Joaquin, drinking
we got a pan heating up, nice cast iron pan. We're gonna put a little sear on these little steaks here. They're fully braised. They braise down in a inferior, well, not as good a cab as your wine, but in nice dry red wine for about 3 hours. And they've been resting for about a half an hour. And like I said, and so now we're just gonna sear them off. I think the braising liquid is I think it's reduced down to where I want it to be. Nice, thickened consistency.
Yeah, tell Amber to get in on that. I want to see it.
Yeah, she can hear you, by the way. She's got the other earphone. So she's... Whoa.
That laugh. There's the laugh.
Yeah, there's the laugh. Cool. So while we wait for this to heat up really good and hot, let's put down some...
Sorry.
No worries. So this is the pea puree. Just literally mint and English peas, which are really coming in right now. So we're gonna put that at the bottom of the plate.
Beautiful. And while you're plating that, I do want to mention to some people who may or may not know. I mean, I know you're a pretty well-known guy in New Orleans and frankly all over, but I want people to know a little bit about your background. So can you just tell people just really briefly, we know you're with Bacchanal Wine, kind of what your role was and is there, and then tell us a little bit about the Elysian bar, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no worries. So at Bacchanal, after Hurricane Katrina, an amazing chef named Pete Vasquez lost his restaurant, and that was Chris Rudge, our founder at Bacchanal. That was his last job before he opened Bacchanal. So after Katrina, Chef Pete Vasquez lost his restaurant, so he started cooking in the backyard of Bacchanal. And chefs like myself, a lot of other young chefs were going there to see this guy that we idolized. Eventually, he got sick of the gig and went on to other ventures. But so we saw an opportunity to go cook in the backyard of Bacchanal. I just happened to be the one chef that actually said, yes, I'll stay. And I ended up being the founding chef of Bacchanal as far as like having food. It's having a food program all the time. And I've been there, I think, I just had my 10-year anniversary at Bacchanal.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And in that tenure, I've actually transitioned into the position of managing partner. But obviously cooking and everything food is so near and dear to my heart, as it needs to be at a place like Bacchanal, which is just like, food, wine, music, not necessarily in that order, all colliding and becoming this amazing experience that you really can't have anywhere else in a backyard experience, in a backyard environment. So
that's a really good point, right? Bacchanal is what do they call it? The best backyard party you'll ever go to. I mean, it's.
I mean, I think so.
So we love Bacchanal because it's so wine centric. It has the wine store in the front. You buy your wine, you take it out to the backyard, and in a very informal setting, you have this amazing food that you've helped create. Your style. For me, I love it. It's lighter. It's a lot of olive oil. It's sort of a Mediterranean style to me, and we love it. And by the way, I know that Joaquin's cooking meat tonight, but he can do some vegetarian and vegan dishes that'll blow your mind.
Hey, look at this!
Joaquin,
I just
someone is asking what's in the braising liquid.
Oh, in the braising liquid.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty traditional mirepoix. So it's carrots, celery, onions. I use way too much garlic in my braising liquid, but that's just me.
So is there something that's way too much?
I don't think so, but some people would argue with that.
Yeah.
I use something calls for 1 clove. I use 6 cloves, so that's just me. Deglaze with some red wine. Let that reduce at least by half, and then I added some chicken stock. And once that reduced a bit, got a nice boil going, put the meat back in, and then put it in a 325-degree oven for 3 hours.
I love it.
And
so why?
I have this.
I mean, you mentioned that you ultimately just gravitated to the pork, but I'd love to hear why you think the pork pairs really well with this 15 Dry Creek.
Well, I think the pork shoulder in particular, the pork shoulder is a heartier flavor. It's got a great meatiness to it that this is a Duroc pig, but I mean Berkshire. There's a couple other breeds of pork that really, it's super dark, deep flavors, and I think it's fatty enough that I think the acid backbone of your wine breaks through really nicely with that, and you'll see it. It's actually going to be paired. One thing I forgot to mention. That it's going to be garnished with a sour cherry and walnut and saffron mostarda.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, that's that.
Every time Joaquin cooks, I just get hungry, and I can't even keep track of what I'm doing. So let me see what's these guys. Ooh.
So we got a good sear on these. As you can tell, we have a really nice sear on these pork shoulder steakies. Gorgeous.
I think, are you cooking with our olive oil there, Joaquin? I just caught a glimpse of it.
Always. Well, I mean, whenever we can have it, yeah.
It is one you want to savor. So that olive oil, guys, comes from our property. We sell that almost exclusively to our club members, although you can get it in certain packages. So we don't make a lot of it. Last year, I think we had about 85 bottles. So it goes quick and it's pretty popular, but we'd love for you to try it. Just another perk of being a club member at Flambeaux. And Joaquin, the chef, has verified it's good olive oil.
It is phenomenal olive oil. Really it's some of the best olive oil I've ever had in my life. And I've had a lot of olive oil. Not the same.
Somebody wants to know if you can make a duck confit. Oh, it's Bubba.
Why, Bubba?
He's obsessed with duck confit. If he has an opportunity to say confit, he'll do it. So there you go.
Why, Bubba? I absolutely can.
I'm just looking at the food myself, guys. So just give me a second. I'm fascinated.
Making me hungry.
It's making me very hungry. Wow. The only problem with virtual tastings is you can't actually
really
grab the
taste.
food and eat it.
I have to eat all of it. So.
Lila's giving me cheese and crackers. That's nice. And as usual, we have the whole gang here, guys. We have Nicole. We have my dad. And hopefully, Nia, you can scan over there.
Welcome to Virtual Sonoma.
Hey.
Virtual Sonoma. And then my mom, Patty. Dad, Steve. And Lila is just eating crackers and cheese. So that's about what you would expect with old Lila. Stella's around here somewhere.
And now I use the Flambeaux olive oil.
All right.
Finish.
God, it looks good.
As a finishing oil.
Presentation.
That's what chefs do the best, is the
That was
presentation.
really good.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Boom.
I'm hungry.
Boom. There it is.
That is fantastic, Joaquin.
Oh, wait. Shoot. Forgot. Sorry.
What did he forget?
The liquid.
The liquid it was braised in.
Oh. That is going to look fantastic.
There. That's more better. How's that, guys?
That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So a little bit, that's a good point, Joaquin. One of the things when people think of Cabernet, I think they instantly think of steak. Look, California Cabernets, they tend to be bluer fruit, especially if they're more mountain, and we kind of think of them that way. They can be what I call redder fruit, raspberries, your cherries, your dried cherries. They can kind of skew in that direction. When they do, and especially when they're less tannic, you really don't have to pair them with something. They don't need a steak, although a steak would be great. These are Cabernets, we think, that you can just drink with friends around the fireplace. You don't even have to have food. But when you do, again, great range on these wines, and this is a great example. A pork shoulder, just absolutely.
No, I think, and then, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this dish just keeps screaming out at me from drinking your wine, and that's something that we do at Bacchanal. Actually, that's something because we are such a wine centric place. We drink the wine, and then that kind of evokes what a dish that we want to cook, as opposed to cooking something and then finding a pairing for it. Which, to tell you the truth, at Bacchanal, 500 bottles to choose from, you could find a pairing for almost anything.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing about Bacchanal, right? When you walk in, you're not the first thing you see isn't a menu; it's a wine store, right?
That's all. Yeah.
And you pick that wine you want. You pick the cheese, which, by the way, is another great thing about Bacchanal. They have a cheese selection that would just blow you away. They have a dedicated person just for cheese. I think they have people for cheese. So wine, cheese, food, and then the live music is amazing. So what's the situation, Joaquin? I mean, obviously things are kind of in shutdown mode, but are you guys, hoping to come back in the near future?
As soon as it's healthy to come back for both our staff and our guests, that really is the driver for everything that we're doing at Bacchanal and the Elysian Bar is just, getting this thing behind us. And, we're about a safe place to come and enjoy. You really can't enjoy yourself the way you do at our establishments without feeling first safe. And this is going to be definitely a challenging thing, and it has been a challenging thing. A lot of our staff. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all part of it.
Yep.
TV.
A lot of our staff is, we unfortunately had to lay off all of our staff, and I think that's just par for the course in New Orleans for restaurants.
Right.
And bars. But like I said, I think there's, I don't know. I feel like technology and knowledge is exponential. So, testing technologies coming online, I think that's the key to everything is testing, making sure that everybody knows where they're at, where we're at, where the cities are at, as far as where the COVID-19 is affecting life. And as soon as we can, I tell you what, the weather here has been 73 and sunny. So I go in that yard, and the only thing missing is the awesome people that we love to host in our yard, and our incredible
That's
staff.
the thing about Bacchanal, right? It's all about the people and these crowds that come in, and it is, whether the weather's good or not, it's packed. But when a day like you're saying today is, I'm sure it would have just been gangbusters. But I will say, I'm glad that you're being safe. And when you can come back, we are all going to be ready to go. But at least we have outlets like this where we can kind of still see your cooking and think about. And by the way, as I understand it, a lot of your musicians that you would normally have playing live at the restaurant are doing virtual concerts, so to speak, on their front porch. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. That's something that we're actually. It happened organically, obviously, and now they're reaching out to us. We're reaching out to them now that we're kind of getting more used to the new normal as it is right now. Especially the mayor announced yesterday that the shelter-in-place order for New Orleans at least will be till May 16th. So I think that gives continuity to some of these initiatives of getting in contact with them and finding ways to express ourselves creatively and also show everyone that we're still here and we're NOLA strong, like nothing stops us. So.
Right. Look, we're no stranger to disasters, and I mean, Bacchanal sort of grew out of Katrina, right? I mean, sometimes good things can come from these really difficult circumstances. So I'm sure that it'll just get better and better. And we're here with you, guys. So our wines are at Bacchanal. At least one of our wines is at Bacchanal. Our rosé is there. It's sort of the perfect wine for the backyard party. So if someone asked if we have a rosé, we do. It's a blend of Zinfandel and Cabernet. It's very interesting. It's not a light and fruity rosé. It's got a little bit of dryness to it and a little bit of complexity. And it pairs well with a lot of stuff.
We call it the domestic Tavel.
I love it. We love having it at Bacchanal, and that's a partnership we want to have forever. In fact, they're the only restaurant other than the parish here that carries our rosé, and then that's for good reason. These are good folks who we're really close with, and we're just wishing you guys the absolute best. I want to make sure I didn't miss any more of. We're getting a drink. That's good. Is it all plated and ready to go? Or are we gonna eat? How are you gonna get it to me?
It's plated and ready to go, man. I wish we had taste division here. Like we just come on down. I mean, hold on. Jeez. Actually,
we'll get down soon. Well, look, man, we cannot thank you enough for that absolutely beautiful display, and hopefully we'll do it again soon. Maybe from here, when you come visit us, we'll do it right down at the kitchen at my parents' place, and we'll have an outdoor movie night and the whole shebang. So we hope to see you soon.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys.
Bye. Okay. So we should be back to full screen, I think. Oh, beautiful. So Danny was noting our rosé. It's like I said, it's a special one. We don't have a lot of it, but we do try to kind of control the release so that we have it all year long. So there is some left, and we'd love for you to get some, but it won't be around much longer. So definitely order your rosé. We have the Mardi Gras Trio, which is the rosé, Chardonnay, and Zinfandel, and you guys have been ordering a lot of that for our virtual tasting. So we appreciate it. And let's see if we have anybody. Is there anybody requesting to join in? Because if not, we'll just.
Not yet.
Okay.
We have one request.
Okay, who is it?
It's not worth the click. It's not.
Okay. It's okay. Take your time.
Aunt Patty.
Aunt Patty wants to join in for. Okay, so guys, we do a trivia question, and my sister Patty, who's very much a member of the Flambeaux family, is got one for us. So let's add her in. She's in Mount Kisco, right, New York, and
Hi, Stella.
following us all the way from the East Coast. A little bit late her time, so we appreciate it. Yeah. So the rosé, just so you know, it's a blend of Stella and Cabernet. Hey, Patty.
Hey.
You can actually show this. Stella's stealing cheese, so she is now punished, and send her away. She got a little bit, but okay. So.
Hey, Patty.
Hi.
Patty, before I ask you a question, I was just going to finish on the rosé. It is a blend
Yep.
of Zin and Cab. It's 60% Zin, 40% Cab. The Cab kind of gives it an interesting finish and a little bit more complexity, and we just love them together. You don't see Cab and rosé a lot, but it's not because it's not good. It's just one of those wines that people usually dedicate to being what it is, a Cabernet. But we have some on the property, and we thought it would work, and so far it's just come along beautifully. So, but back to Patty, who is our trivia host for the evening. She says she's got a good question. We've asked her to do questions that sort of relate to home, and as you guys know or should know, home is New Orleans. It's Louisiana. So
that's right.
We'll see what she's got.
And we have a giveaway. We have a giveaway for the, right?
Very, very true. Patty, why don't you show people what they will win?
What you will win. I'm going to spin around right here and show you. Everybody who's homesick for Louisiana, you get a little homesick Louisiana candle.
Love it. And what does it smell like? Does it smell like Bourbon Street or?
It's it smells like Bacchanal restaurant.
All right, I love it.
All right, so the trivia question today is no cheating.
Yeah.
What
no cheating, but I'm sure they will.
What is the official drink of Louisiana?
That's a good one.
What is the official drink of Louisiana?
We got in trouble. No guessing, Mom. No guessing.
I think I know what it is.
Don't. You have to text it, and you cannot cheat.
Let's see if people are throwing in some answers here.
I'll say what people.
You can say what people.
While we're waiting for the answers to come in, I want to note. While we're waiting for the answers to come in, I want to note that Vince the Grape, which is an account on Instagram,
Sazerac,
was not only picked up her virtual tasting package, but did it on a bicycle and came all the way to the vineyard. So we want to note that we really appreciate that, and it is proof that you can get your wine here at the vineyard without much difficulty, and we really appreciate the order. So on a bike, by the way.
All right.
Okay, what are our selections here?
Hurricane, Sazerac, Gin Fizz.
Hurricane, Sazerac, and a Gin Fizz. So far,
I would like to point out she said of Louisiana, not of New Orleans.
yeah, she did say of Louisiana. The drink of Louisiana. It would seem logical that it would
the official drink. The official drink.
Anybody getting it, Patty? You keep an eye on these answers.
I'm looking. Nobody's gotten it yet.
Yeah.
Bubba said that he said it first.
Bubba and Rebecca are having a fight. They're fighting to who said the wrong answer first. Anybody with the state official drink of Louisiana?
We got to have somebody get it. It's actually a tough one. I'll say.
Sweet tea.
Bubba said purple drink. No, Bubba.
Sweet tea.
And got a sweet tea, an old fashioned.
Sweet tea was a good guess.
Beer.
Sweet tea is getting closer.
Yeah,
Daiquiri.
you know what I'll say? If they don't get it.
Oh wait.
Oh, somebody got it. Somebody got it.
Caroline.
Milk is the official drink of Louisiana.
Okay.
Caroline White got the
Woo!
I'm going to assume she did not cheat. She's from Louisiana.
Milk.
Milk is the state drink of Louisiana.
I thought it was.
That's right.
Who would have thought that?
As of 1983, they officially declared it.
We don't even have a lot of cows. I don't know what's.
No, they were trying to clean up their reputation.
I guess so. So milk. So nothing alcoholic.
Milk.
We tricked you a little bit there, guys.
That's
next
right.
time we might actually ask a wine trivia question, but maybe one related to Louisiana. So we'll figure that one out.
All right.
Thank you so much for having the contest, and you will.
Thank you.
Your prize to Caroline. I have her address, so that's not a problem. She is a customer.
Congratulations, Caroline. Good. Well done.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, Patty. You can close Patty out, and I'm gonna just.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Patty.
Bye.
Bye.
That's why I always like milk.
Yes, that's why you like milk, because you're from Louisiana, or you just like milk. It's one or the other. But a little bit of notes as we close out. If there's nobody else trying to jump in, we're good. People don't like to be on camera, so it doesn't offend us. So a little bit of food for thought. The next two tastings we have coming up, we have some special guests. Those will be on the website. I'd like you to go check it out. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and we have a Mother's Day special for the next one. So it's going to be all about the mothers. We're going to have my mom and Nicole and probably the kids, everybody talking about Mother's Day and what their plans are. Mm-hmm. And we'll get we'll have a Mother's Day package that you can get on the website. It is going to be our olive oil, which was mentioned today, Chardonnay, and the Rosé. So you can get that package, find it on the website, and look, order your wine in advance of the next tasting so that you can drink with us and have some fun. I can't think of anything else unless we've got something. Okay. And I just want you guys to know that my little brother just said that Mom loves him more, and she's here to, I guess, answer the question. This is the other question. Who do you love the most?
Bubba.
So there you go. So my little brother is officially the favorite, although my older brother might take issue with that. One more thing, the last thing, this is important. We are going to have a contest, and we're going to reveal the winner at next week's virtual tasting. The contest is this. Great idea from Nicole. We want you to take pictures with Flambeaux, as you've always done. We have the Flambeaux Friday pictures, which we appreciate. But do something set up and staged and fun. Shelter in place obviously could be a theme of it. We'd like to see what you guys come up with. The best answer is going to get, the picture with the most likes is the one that's going to win the prize. And the prize is a magnum of the 2015 Dry Creek Cabernet from today. It has the wax top. It's a big bottle, good for a party. So this is a big prize. Hopefully you guys really put a lot of thought into your pictures, and we will give the picture with the most likes this prize.
Be sure to tag us.
I have a question.
And you have to be sure to tag Flambeaux, and we will reveal the winner in 2 weeks at the next virtual tasting. So unless anybody else has anything good other than Bubba being the favorite, I think this has been great. Had a lot of fun. Can't wait to see you in 2 weeks, but keep watching Instagram for all kinds of updates, and we'll see what you guys come up with on your pictures. That's it.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.